Hello guys, today I figured I would show you how I draw my images. I originally noticed a photographer by the name of Garrett King started this. On Instagram it's at Shortstash. He's a great photographer, phenomenal. He started drawing on his images to point out a few features and also just to add like field notes. And it's a really unique way to make your images pop and to draw the eye of the viewer to different regions that they normally wouldn't look at. So here's how we do it. First off, you're going to open up your image in Photoshop. I've got about 8 images that I'm going to be working on. So I brought them all into Photoshop. And if you have a tablet, use that. I've got a Wacom tablet. It runs about $90 on Amazon, I think. But if you have an iPad with a pen, I think those are a bit more responsive. So try that. You just download the Photoshop app and work from there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and open up Photoshop. Here, I'll delete that layer. Once we're in Photoshop and you've already imported all of your photos, you're simply going to do the first step, which is to duplicate your background. That way, if you mess up, you can always go back to the original layer and you don't have to worry about those mistakes. After this, go ahead and hit B and you'll go to your brush tool. It should show up. If it's hard to see, it may be oversized, so you can just go in and make the correct size here. I like to keep my hardness fairly low, as it makes it a bit more soft and a bit nicer. Let's see, but we don't want it at 0. So pick a little preset brush if you have any, and from there you can go ahead and pick up your tablet. After opening up Photoshop and taking a look at this photo, I realized that there wasn't much I wanted to do to it, so I just decided to write Spring Break 2020 at the bottom. After that, I moved to the rest of my photos and went ahead and duplicated the background so that I didn't forget and accidentally mess up and have to import them again. I then chose to focus on one specific photo to do most of my work to, as you can see here. And the rest of them, I just added a few little things like names or the same Spring Break 2020 in the bottom. Looking at the main photo here, I decided to keep it fun and lighthearted. So I wrote my shoe on the bottom, and then looking at my friend in the black t-shirt, he's a photographer just like I am, and so since he loves photography, I decided to draw some attention to his camera and also make it stand out from his shirt. Since the shirt is black and his camera's black, you couldn't see the difference between them too well. My other friend Caleb in the red shorts, he's doing something with his hands, so I decided to make it look like he's throwing up the peace sign. Again, not distracting, but more so enhancing and showing you that like this is what he was doing, drawing attention to the movements my friends were making. My friend who's looking at the phone, on the phone are all of our Instagrams, so I decided to write the boys and then above his head question marks, like he might be confused as to what he's looking at and why my other friend is showing him the phone. And since on this one I'm not writing Spring Break 2020, I'm going to type it in the center and use this as a sort of cover photo. So I'll just type my text, Spring Break 2020. Once I'm done that, I'm going to hit Command T, or actually check that box up there, and then hit Command T, and I can put the font wherever I want it at. So I want it about right here, and I don't want it to interfere with the question mark, so we're going to fix that momentarily. All right, check box. And then over here, we've got this thing that shows our characters. And for this particular photo, I'm going to go to this little box that says VA, and it's got this arrow thing. So I'm going to type in about 20 and watch what it does to the letters. Hit 20, return. So it spaced it out a little bit more. So now I'm going to go in and hit about 50 and see how that looks. Space it out a lot more, so we're looking between 20 and 50, so we'll do 35, and that looks a lot better. Now before we do this though, we probably should have done our, so first off what I like to do is put the text about where I want it. So I like to keep this center and I want to put it about right there. Go ahead and hit this check mark over here. Once you've done that, hit your eye tool, which is or hit the I key, and that's your color picker. And I want to find a color that is relatively neutral to the whole page, but will stand out. So I'm just going to go through and pick out a few of these colors, and then all we need to do is hit this, and it'll put it on top of our lettering. So if you look in your top right, there's your swatches, and it'll put that color on top of there. So I'm just going to go through all these, see which ones work the best. That one looks great so far. Or the teal may work. The orange is a bit too bright, in my opinion, and that is way too dark. So the teal works very well, and this kind of Sahara Dusk cream color works very well. So I like this. So what I'm going to do is hit Command T, move it up a little bit so that it doesn't blend in with this. And I think I'm actually going to put it a bit higher. And then I'm also going to downsize it. So I don't want my text to be as big as it is. So check that mark. After we've done that, hit your T for type tool. And then I'm going to go in and make this super small. So just highlight the whole thing. And we're going to make it 72 font. See how that looks. It's not small enough. Let's see what 36 looks like. I think we can go to about 40. So I'm going to type in 40 up here. Return. Looks a lot better. Click the check mark. Command T. And then click and drag it to wherever you want it. Again, I like to keep them fairly close to the center so that your eye is drawn to it. And we don't want this to compete with everything, but we do want it to be legible, and we do want it to be seen. So I'm going to see about putting it right there. Check mark. You know, I don't like it that much, so I'm going to hit Command T, but I do want it to go down some. So using my little arrows on my Mac, I'm going to just move it down ever so slightly. Move it down some more so it's not hitting the post. And let's see what it looks like there. Alright, I'm going to keep moving it down. I think it could be right in, like right above the question mark. It'd be perfect. So I'm going to hit check mark. Really like the way this looks. However, you can't really see it as good. So I think we need to find a bit of a better color. So I'm going to hit I again. That allows me to go to my color picker tool. And the skin tones on my friend here may actually be the perfect color. And the pink found on my friend's shorts, or maybe even this blue. I don't think the blue is going to work, but we will give it a shot. Blue does not work. That skin tone actually looks really good, or that pink. But it's, again, very dim. That may work. Let's see if we can put these skin tones in here and see how those look. That one looks really good. This one's a bit too bright. I think if we get another one, maybe that. I think maybe that'll work. Now, if you don't like any of these colors, you can double click over here with your, say you've selected a color and you want to make it just a bit lighter, you can just click right above it and hit OK. And then you can use that one. Now, I think what I want to do is get kind of the cinematic yellow gold color that you see in movies or in music videos. I think it would fit this scene fairly well. So I'm going to find that somewhere in here. I think it's probably about like right here. And I'm going to hit OK, and that's going to add it to my swatches, and then I'm going to click it. It looks fairly good. I'm going to hit my Command T again. Actually, my T just to hit type tool. And then I want to make sure that this is bold. It is bold. So I'm going to see about maybe making it a few sizes bigger. So we're just going to bump it up to 50 and see how that looks. Perfect. I think this is a lot better. Now Command T again to select whatever layer we're on. Check mark it. I think this looks perfect. So there you go. There's a detailed look at how I draw my photos. Generally, I like to keep it simple. You don't want to take away too much from the photo, but some photos you want to have fun with and add a different element to it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.